terms of my animal, I subverted the theme as well. And I went away from the big game because I thought, well, they're too charismatic and they're too, what we really need with consumers is something that's a bit less glamorous. So I went with Hyena. And then I was quite resistant to doing this, I have to confess. But I got really into it.
Are you in theme too? I'm looking at your shirt.
I learned so many. Spotting the hyena. I got really into it and learned lots about hyenas. So hyenas are underappreciated, misunderstood, threatened, distrustful of humans. So you can see some parallels here with the energy sector. And they're quite vocal, but we don't understand them because they laugh and they cackle and they make really strange noises that nobody knows how to interpret. But I think the message here is we need to learn to speak their language or their languages and to understand them and how what they're trying to tell us or other people. They also have a lot of similarities to households because they live in dens, in family groups. They're most closely related to dogs and cats, and something we always talk about in our research is how important the pet is to the household. And in fact, one of the ideas in our engagement strategy is around how we provide different types of heating and cooling technologies and ways of keeping pets cool and warm on really hot days, which is a key concern for households and possibly a concern for the future because we have more pets in Australia than we do in most other countries in the world. So pet link there. And also they're headed by an alpha female. And another finding from our research often is that it's still women that are actually mainly in control of a lot of domestic activities in the home, the mundane activities of everyday life, the things that actually use energy, the laundry, the heating, the cooling. And yet the types of technical information and the economic information that often goes out to households is typically of more interest to men. So there's an engagement issue there as well about how we start to think about on what terms we engage people and what types of tools and resources we do that with. And the other thing about hyenas is that they're strategic or flexible opportunists, which is actually a term that we use in our report as well. It sounds very conceptual, but they're scavengers, they're hunters. They do things that serve their interests, and they do it in a very flexible and very opportunistic way. And I would argue that consumers also do that as well. And finally, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature recommends a program to ensure hyenas' long-term survival, and they recommend a coordinated and an integrated approach. And that was also a key finding and a key recommendation from our research, is that we need a coordinated and an integrated approach to consumer engagement across the energy sector. So there you go, took it to the extreme.
That's worth a clap.